welcome to my vlog. For today's video, I'm gonna share to you how to apply for NDIS Worker Screening Check as an international student in Australia. But first, what is an NDIS Worker Screening Check and why do we need it? The NDIS Worker Screening Check is an assessment of whether a person who works or seeks to work with people with disability possess a risk to them. The assessment determines whether a person is cleared or excluded from working in certain roles with people with disability. The check is needed if you want to work in an aged care or disability sector for jobs such as support workers, personal care assistant, and other healthcare related positions. There are two options on how to apply for an NDIS Worker Screening Check. First is through online, and the second one is through manual application through mail. And this has been a common hurdle or problems to us international students because most of us can only apply through manual application. So let's go and answer the FAQs of international students regarding the NDIS Worker Screening Check. First question, why do most international students cannot apply online? The answer to that is because we do not have the required IDs or identification documents such as Australian passport, Australian birth certificate, citizenship certificate, Australian marriage certificate, Medicard, Australian driver's license, or learner permit. Second question, what option do international students have? The only option that we have is to do a manual application. By printing and filling out the required forms, submit the required documents through AUSPOS or postal office. Third question, how does the form look like and how to fill it out? For this one, I will show you the pages that you need to submit and the information required. I have also put up the link on the description box below so you can download it. Once you have downloaded the forms, you will see the 22 pages. What you need to submit via AUSPOS are from pages 3 until pages 10. If you want to give a feedback, you may also submit page 18. So on page 1 and 2, these are just instructions like the steps to complete and where to mail the completed form and certified documents. You don't need to include these pages on your submission. Let's now go to page 3. Fill in your details. On this page, fill in your personal details such as your Australian mobile number, your email address. Use the email address you used when you created your Service Victoria account. If you don't have one, you need to sign up and create a Service Victoria account. By the way, this NDIS Worker Screening Check is applicable for those who are living in the state of Victoria or in the city of Melbourne. For other states, there will be a different instruction on how to apply for NDIS Worker Screening Check. However, once approved, you can use this NDIS Worker Screening Check everywhere or nationwide. To continue, next is to fill in your first name, middle name, family name, date of birth, country of birth, state or province of birth, city or town of birth. Then, choose your gender, whichever is applicable. On the right side of this page are your other names if applicable, especially for married women. If none, just leave them blank. On the next page, page 4, you have to input your addresses in the last 5 years. First is your current address here in Australia, specifically in Victoria. Then, postal address. If same as your current address, just tick the same as above checkbox. If not, provide your postal address detail. Then, input your previous addresses, especially your home address in your country. If you have more address, just add an extra pages with the needed details and check that I have more than 2 previous addresses box. On the next page, answer the 2 questions with an appropriate answer. First question, are you Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander origin? Next question, Do you have a Victorian Working with Children check or WWCC? If yes, provide the WWCC number in the box below. You can see it on your card above your photo. On the next page, consent and declaration. Before you sign this, read the informed consent first on pages 20 to 22. It's about your personal information, how it will be collected and shared to verify your NDIS check application. Once done, sign this page whether handwritten or digital signature. Then, fill in the date when you sign the document. If you're under 18 years old, your parent or guardian also need to sign this document. Fill in their full name and then the date of their signature. On the next page, choose how long we can save your document. Answer the question, do you want us to save your identity? This is in case you need to verify again for other application using Service Victoria. You can choose yes, but you need to provide passport quality photos. Check the link provided for photo guidelines. Then, your photo needs to be signed on the back by your referee. They must also write the phrases, "This is a true photograph of your name." If you choose no, just tick the no text box and you don't have to do anything. On the next page, let us know if you will be working for an organization or be self-managed, and if you're in a volunteer role. On the type of check, whether you need the NDIS check for work or for work placement on your course of study, choose paid worker. After that, provide your employer details. You cannot apply for an NDIS Worker Screening Check if you cannot provide an employer details, which may be a problem for those who don't have an employer yet, especially to those studying VET courses such as aging support and disability support, to name a few. You will need an NDIS check for your work placement before you start. Some educational providers have an access to NDIS and could verify your application. But if your school can't, just like mine, then you need to find another alternative. Don't worry, chingu-yah, I have discovered a solution or hack for this one because I was not working in any aged care facility at that time, but I will share it to you after we finish filling out this form. If you already have an employer, fill out the employer one. Check the organization checkbox. Then input the name of your employer or its business name. Then input the NDIS employer ID. This will be provided by your employer once they hired you. It's a 9-digit ID composed of letters and numbers. Then input your employer's address such as their street, suburb, state, and zip code. For those who have more NDIS employer, you can also complete the employer too. If none, just leave them blank. For the next page, referee check. For this section, it depends if you've known an Australian citizen over 18 years old, who you have known for at least 12 months or 1 year, who is not related to you or in a relationship with you, who also doesn't live in the same house as you, and has an Australian passport or Australian driver's license. They have to fill in and supply this section with their personal details such as their family name, given name, phone number, date of birth. If they would provide their passport details, they need to fill in their full name on the passport, passport number, and its expiry date. If they don't have a passport but have a driver's license, they can choose to fill in these details instead. Input with their full name on their license, state issued, license number, expiry date, and card number if applicable. Once all your ID documents has been verified, then that's the only time that they can sign this page, either handwritten or digital signature. Then the date when they sign this page. For some international student who doesn't know any Australian citizen for at least 12 months, since they've just been in Australia for less than 12 months only, if ever they know someone, that Australian citizen might be related to them, which is not applicable for this option. So our option is to leave this page blank and add a letter explaining that you do not have a referee and the reason for it. You can use this format, just update it with your details. I just generated this letter through ChatGPT, and you can also do the same. Don't forget to sign this letter and submit it with the forms and certified documents. Don't worry, this has been tried and tested by my classmate, and this is how they did theirs. On the next page, payment details. This could be the last page if you won't add the feedback page, which is page 18. The NDIS Worker Screening Check costs $128.20 here in Victoria. For other states, it might be different. Select your payment method. Additional fees apply if you use your credit card. You can choose between Visa card or MasterCard. You can check it on the logo of your card. Fill in the name written on your debit card or credit card that you will use. Then, the card number, which is the 16-digit number. Input the expiry month and year. And lastly, the CVV, which is the 3-digit number written at the back of your debit or credit card. After this, you are done with the application form. Going back to the frequently asked question number 4. What are the requirements needed to attach in the application? You have to supply ID documents. For us international students, go to page 13 on 6B, List of Substitute Documents. You must provide at least 4 ID documents from the list. If you have more, that's better. What I provided when I applied was my foreign passport linked to my visa grant, working with children ID card, my student ID here in Australia, my Australian debit card, my Australian private health insurance card, a foreign government issued document which is my Philippine driver's license. In total, I have submitted 6 ID documents to be safe. By the way, make sure that you use the latest version of the NDIS application form. Now that we have finished filling out the NDIS application form, let's now go to question number 5. What if you don't have an employer yet? This is my alternative solution for those who don't have an NDIS employer yet or whose school cannot verify their application for NDIS check. Before anything else, just a disclaimer. I am not affiliated nor will earn anything from recommending this NDIS online registered provider. I am just sharing this hack for those who do not have an employer yet to verify their NDIS Worker Screening Check application. Because in order for you to get an NDIS check, an employer must verify your identity and application first. If not, your application will not progress and we don't like that. So moving forward, what you have to do is apply and register as support worker on Hire App. Once you've registered and uploaded the required documents, they could verify your application for an NDIS Worker Screening Check, even though you're still processing your application with them. On this part, I will share my screen to you and I will walk you through on how to register to Hire App. Copy and paste the Hire App link from the description box below. Once on the site, click Get Started button on the upper right corner of the screen. On the next page, click Be a Support Worker button. On the next page, fill in the details needed to register as a support worker. Input your first name, last name, email address, then retype to confirm your email address. Input your mobile number, nominate a password, retype to confirm your password. Input your postcode or zip code, then answer the question, are you joining Hire App to support someone you already know? For this example, I'll choose no. Second question, how did you hear about us? You may choose social media. Then, click the checkbox to confirm that you are over 18 years old and have read and agreed with the Hire App service agreement and privacy policy. Then, click the register button. After that, you will be directed to a new page informing that you're almost officially part of the Hire App community. Click the Continue button to continue your application. If you want to get an extra job and you haven't completed your 24 hours work rights per week, you can really work as a support worker in Hire App. Hire App is like an air tasker or sidekicker where clients can advertise what they need and support worker can apply on each job post. Then the client can choose which support worker they prefer. So you can really use Hire App not just to get the NDIS Worker Screening Check, but to have a side hustle too. Moving forward, to continue with the application, you need to verify your eligibility with the key or required documents. Start with your TFN number. Just type your TFN number on the text box below. This is to ensure that no duplicates account have been created. Once verified, you will be directed to Cited, where you also need to register and upload the documents for verification. Cited is the verification service provider that higher up use so they can verify their support worker. Once on the site, click Create an account and enter your email address, nominate a password, enter your mobile number, and then click the Next button. On the next page, click the Agree button to agree that your personal information will be shared to Cited to verify it for higher up. Once done, you will need to verify your email by entering the verification code sent to your email address. You can copy and paste it and then click the Next button. On your Cited profile, you will see the higher up invitation to verify the required documents. To start, you will need to take a selfie of yourself holding a piece of paper with the word Cited spelled as C-I-T-E-D written on it, to confirm that you are the right person accessing the site. After that, upload the required documents, which are your passport bio page, first aid and CPR certificate, your evidence of study such as your certificate of enrollment. The same document will be used to confirm that you have Australian work rights. You will also need to upload your certificate on finishing the NDIS Worker Orientation module. This is free and you can get this on NDIS Quality and Safeguard Commission website. I have also included that on the description box below. I know I have taken you to a lot of websites for this tutorial, but this is gonna be worth it than to wait for an NDIS employer to hire you. Again, the link for the Worker Orientation module is also on the description box below. Once on the site, click the Access Module button. On the next page, click the Worker Orientation module. On the next page, you will have these three types of course. You may choose the first option on the left. To continue, you may need to create an account. Click the Create New Account button on the lower right part of the screen. Enter a username, a password, your email address, your first name, last name, city or town, choose your country. You may choose Australia for this one. For organization, you may enter higher up as a company name. Then choose your state. I will choose Victoria for this example. Then click the Create My New Account button. On the next page, click Continue. You may need to confirm your account by opening your email and click the link provided. Once you click it, a message saying your registration has been confirmed, then click the Continue button. On the next page, Enrollment Options, just click the Enroll Me button. You are now enrolled to the course. This course is a 60 minutes to 90 minutes course. Your certificate will be available once you completed this course. You can download it and upload it to the Cited to verify it. Going back to Cited verification process, after you have uploaded all the documents needed on Cited to verify your application, the verification will take 24 hours. Once these are all completed, your application through higher up, the verification through Cited, and have completed the NDIS Worker Orientation course, then you can continue completing your NDIS Worker Screening Check application form. For the employer part on the NDIS Check application page, you can put these information. Input higher up space PTY space LTD for the business or employer name, and then for NDIS employer ID, you can input the 4-3 LLK-1901, and for the address, input ground floor 120 Pacific Highway for the street. For the suburb, input Greenwich. For the state, input NSW for New South Wales. And lastly, for the postcode, type 2065. I know this employer hack will be useful. It just takes time to complete all the application. Now that all the forms has been filled in, letter for no referee is done, ID documents are collated. We now have to photocopy all the ID documents and have it certified by authorized certifiers listed on page 16. You may also have it certified at AusPost or the post office. Just bring the original documents with you. The certified docs should look like this. If you have a referee, they can now sign your application form once ID document has been certified. Question number 6. Once done, what's next? You may now send the completed form and certified ID documents through AusPost to Service Victoria for those applying in the state of Victoria. The address is Service Victoria, Lock Bag 3040, Ballarat, Victoria 3353. You can choose normal delivery or express delivery. Question number 7. How long will it take to get verified and receive the NDIS Worker Screening Check? Manual application takes 3 months. Some employers may allow you to work while waiting for your NDIS check, but you will not be assigned to clients with disability. Question number 8. How does the NDIS Worker Screening Check look like? You will receive your NDIS check through your nominated email address, and it will look like this. It has your full name, your NDIS Worker Screening Identification Number, which is an 8-digit number. Keep this email safe because you will not receive a card or certificate. The NDIS clearance or check is valid across Australia for 5 years unless it's revoked or suspended. If there are any changes or update on your personal information or your employer, you may need to update and notify the NDIS about it. I hope this video helps you, especially for those international students who need an NDIS worker screening check for their work or for their work placement. If you have any questions, just comment them down below and I will try to answer them one by one. Please like and share this to your family and friends who might need an NDIS worker screening check and will need to do it via manual application. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for other visa application tutorial or any tips for international students here in Australia. Have a nice day everyone! Annyeong chingu-yah!